So then she goes, well, you know what happened to old so-and-so? He died with his genitals burned. And you know what happened to him? He had sex with his own mother. And then she goes, sorry if I can't say that. I'm like, girl, you already said it.
Also, you hosted this show for 30 years. You know what you can't
You're
say.
on the 4th hour of today talking about someone's genitals got burned. I said, oh my God. Jenna Bush Hager and Chanel Jones are like,
they don't stand a chance.
and they're like, so the book is available everywhere you get your books. Oh my God. In 5, 4, 3. It's fresh. It's cool. It's Noah's Arcade. Welcome to Text Me Back Podcast. Oh, what is this? I know what you're thinking, but where's Meagan's office and where's Lindy's log cabin? Well, girl, we're in person for the first time in 1,000 years, it feels.
That's right. And the point is, we said, our video's ugly. What if we went to a city that had a real podcast studio and then we had a real professional point expensive cameras at us?
And then that professional said, have fun. And now we are. Here we are, New York City, baby, the Big Apple, the city that never sleeps. But I did very well last night. We are going to start this show now. I feel a little bit weird about doing this in person. It feels like so strange.
I know. It's really
it feels so weird.
Did you even say the tagline?
By the way, this is Text Me Back Podcast, and it's the only podcast. We're going to start the show, and it's very exciting because once again, we have an illustrious guest.
That's right.
His name, Guy Branum.
Good to be here.
Hello.
And isn't it a luxurious spa experience to just pay a podcast company
Yes.
to give you a nice, attractive, generic background?
Yes, it's amazing. I was like, we got to pick between two different ones, and I felt like the other one was, no offense, a little goopy, a little Gwyneth, but like clean girl aesthetics.
Goopiness is honestly what I look for. Like, I never thought about it before, but I'm in a podcast studio.
I look for dirty girl aesthetic.
I know. We're going to talk about creams and retinol and energy powders that Alex Jones also sells, but under a different name. Anyways, hello, Guy Branum. Thank you so much for being here.
Hello, good to be here.
This is so exciting.
Very exciting.
By the way, we're recording this on Lindy's birthday, so it's like such an exciting birthday treat to both be in person and also to be with our beloved favorite guest, Guy Branum.
What a gift.
Shall we do some tidings? You know, it's weird. We don't have the media board, so we can't play the song. I guess you could try to sing it.
We don't have the media board, so we can't play the song. Okay, I'll sing it. Glad tidings, glad tidings, glad tidings, glad tidings, glad tidings, glad tidings, glad tidings. Thank you.
Yes, that was so beautiful and will never be forgotten. Can I start?
Yes.
Because I think you will both want to weigh in on this.
Yeah.
So I got to New York yesterday. I rode the train. It was a lovely experience. The train should be available at more places, in my opinion.
Do you pay for the Acela or do you just take the normal one?
Girl, I took that Acela like it was going out of style.
Okay.
I love to pick my little seat.
Yeah.
I like to make sure that no one's sitting next to me, although somebody did sit next to me starting in Philadelphia, which is devastating. We'll talk about that later. But this morning, so last night we had a lovely time. We went to O'Mary, which was my second time seeing it, but Lindy's first time seeing it.
Who did you see it with first time?
Cole.
Okay,
Escola.
lovely.
Yeah.
What were your tasting notes with the
You know, it's so interesting. I feel like Cole Escola has like a very frantic energy when they're on, like very like which I loved, so funny. And then John Cameron Mitchell is who we saw last night, and he's like angry and like violently funny. Like it's a totally different vibe, but super funny.
So
and
scary.
Equally funny in like their own different ways. He does a lot of like like a lot of that. It's it was great. It was so great. And Simu Liu plays John Wilkes Booth. I did not know he was going to be there, and I was like, oh my God, he's so famous.
A real movie star.
Yeah, like a real movie star.
What a win for Kim's convenience.
I know.
You know?
What a win for art. Anyways, so, but this morning, by the way, we're staying at the Hard Rock Hotel in Times Square.
That's right.
Which we were given a list of hotels from Lindy's publisher. And I said, I think you and I both know the funniest possible place to stay. It's the Hard Rock Hotel. And we were right.
We were right. Rick James's pants greet me when I exit the elevator. Bruce Springsteen
Yes.
is etched into the
Yes.
bathroom door in
I
both
believe,
of our rooms.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
wow.
believe, I don't know if it's like a peel and stick or if they actually etch it into the glass, but as you are urinating, the boss watches over you
Huge.
and blesses the whole experience.
One wonders, because we're on different floors. So does every bathroom have the boss? Or do you, I mean, because that's a lot of rooms.
Yeah.
If you're
And-
Jerry Hard Rock,
Please,
write in, let us know.
But I'm wondering if I'm the Hard Rock, do I pay Bruce for his likeness? Or if I'm Bruce, do I pay the Hard Rock for the publicity?
who's getting the better deal here, do you think?
I mean, I would.
Guy,
I
as
would
a Hollywood insider, can you weigh in?
Well, I would assume that legally you have to pay Bruce for his likeness, right?
I would think so.
Yes.
But it's funnier if Bruce said, okay, listen,
Yes.
we got to come to an
We got to
agreement
build
here.
the brand.
And I insist it be on all of the toilets.
The
all.
brand is pissing and shitting.
Well, also, let's acknowledge this is somebody who was rolling around with a red bandana in, I believe, his left back pocket for most of the 80s. So, is this somebody who is into the darker arts when it comes to sex? He's flagging for it,
Hello? And we know he's a progressive-minded individual.
Yes, absolutely.
Who can say?
Anyway, so we had a lovely evening. I slept so great. They have blackout shades. It was wonderful. My dogs aren't there bothering me. My husband's sleep apnea isn't waking me up. It was fantastic. I got the highest sleep score I've gotten in probably 6
Oh,
months.
that's
I
exciting.
got a 98. It was unbelievable. I
Well-
didn't even know the numbers went that high. And then this morning, I wake up at like 9 a.m., which is so late for me. And I'm like, you know what I'm going to put on? You know what I haven't watched in like 10 years? The Today Show. What a show.
I mean, there's 4 to 7 hours of entertainment, high quality entertainment, just waiting for us every morning.
And baby, it's free.
Yeah.
I don't have to pay a streaming service. It's just right there, bud. So I turn it on and, the regular Today Show is like, oh, Craig Melvin participates in the Dad Olympics. And you know what?
I
Craig
literally have no idea who the hosts of the regular Today Show are.
Right.
Are there any stars there?
Well, Craig Melvin, I think, used to be a sports guy. I want to say he worked for ESPN, but I could be making that
Okay.
up.
He sometimes has a show on like HLN being like, what really happened in the murder with Crelvin Melvin?
Oh, okay.
And then there's now Hoda's back because
Oh,
Savannah is
wonderful.
taking a step away.
Oh, yes, of
Yes.
course.
So Hoda's back. Al Roker is still rokering.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and then there's this lady Dylan who used to do the weather, but now she gets to be an anchor. So shout
Is
out to her.
there a
And freaking
Willard-
Carson Daly's swanning around the set.
Oh.
How you like that?
Who's the Willard Scott replacement?
It's Al Roker, man. I'm going to tell you all about it.
Oh, that's what our segment's about?
Well, we can talk about so much stuff because here's what happened. So the regular Today Show is like, Craig Melvin at the Dad Olympics. I don't know. Hoda and Dylan sold hot chocolate in New Jersey with their kids over the weekend, whatever. And then, because it's so interesting because we were literally just talking about this for some reason. We were like, whatever happened to Willard Scott's old people on the Smucker's jar?
I
Yeah.
need to know what's happening
What
with
happened
the old
there?
people.
And so this morning, lo and behold, what segment should they draw up but the Smucker's Jar segment,
Oh,
and
cool.
hosted by Al Roker. And I'm like, yes, I can't wait to see how old the people are. This is so exciting because they're always like over 100. Guy, Lindy, they're putting babies on the Smucker's Jar. They're like, oh, this is Jalen Ebersol. He's 1 year old. And he loves to go to sporting events with his dad. It's not possible to know that.
What do babies do that's impressive?
He's not lived a life.
So I have to assume that they're doing this because the viewership is older and older people love to be reminded of a baby and maybe not be reminded of their own mortality.
I'm like, don't put that baby on the Smucker's Jar. That is
Yeah.
reserved for people who have lived a life, who've achieved a feat of any kind. And this baby is sitting here going, come on now.
Or really, truly foreboding news that the American life expectancy has tanked
Nope.
Yeah.
to
Not
2.
good. It's a recession indicator that they're putting babies on the
That's right.
Smucker's Jars.
Mhm.
But what I really want to talk to you guys about is this. Okay, so then the 4th hour of today's show comes on.
Amazing.
So it used to be hosted by Hoda and Kathy Lee, and it was a real just like drunk exploration of middle age.
Yeah.
It was really something. Kathy Lee cannot be contained by space or time, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I
so-
love her so much.
I know. So I kept it on because I was like, oh, this is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And the first thing they do is show an old clip of her, like, back when Kathy Lee used to host the 4th hour of Today, she had a reputation for taking things off topic. And here's a clip. And the clip is someone handing her a set of massage balls. And she goes, take the balls? And the lady says, yeah, take the balls. She goes, you always take the balls. So she takes the balls and she goes, and what do I do? Just massage the balls on my face? And I was like, now, Kathy. Anyway, by the way, Kathy's there to promote her book, which is like a historical novel about Jesus and the prophet, or like the apostles. And I was like, good thing we started with the massage the balls clip, right? And as a segue into her Jesus book.
I can't believe, by the way, my book comes out tomorrow, and guess who all the morning shows passed on?
Wow.
Me.
Wow.
And it's apparently because Kathy's out promoting her Jesus book.
I mean,
how can I compete?
I was saying to you, more fables about the apostles.
I know. I
and
know.
you didn't add it. It's such a mistake.
But okay, when you iconically interviewed Kathy about her Carrie Nation opera,
Yes, this is so
I
important.
forget, was she cool or was she not
Please,
cool?
Lindy.
Oh, would you like to hear my Kathy
I
Lee
would
story?
love to
Yeah.
hear it.
Okay, so I had to pull it up because I have a bad memory, or maybe I blocked it out. But in
Or
the
both.
year in September of 2011, it was.
Mm-hmm.
I was invited. So I wasn't even interviewing Kathy. I just was like brought along to
You
be
were working at The Stranger.
I was working at
Yeah.
The Stranger, a newspaper in Seattle, and my coworker Brendan Kiley, who was the theater editor, he was interviewing Kathy Lee about her musical that she wrote about.
I forgot about that
Yeah.
part.
It was called, oh boy, Saving Amy,
Mm.
about Amy Semple McPherson, 1920s Christian evangelist.
Mm-hmm.
Brendan Kiley was like, he was like, I guess I need a brassy broad to come to lunch.
Sometimes you need a fag hag when it's going to overwhelm your gayness. You need a buffer.
He's
that
not
where-
even gay.
He's a theater critic.
For
Like-
Seattle Arts Magazine.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Brendan's like, Lindy, do you want to come with me to lunch with Kathy Lee? I was like, yes, I do. I didn't see the show. I didn't know anything about it. I was just there. Okay. So I just sat there while like they talked about the show. Okay. Now, here I'm going to read. This is from Brendan's article about it. We quick stepped across the street along with stranger writer Lindy West, and over lunch shared 2 bottles of wine
Jesus Christ.
plus a few extra glasses. Gifford was most animated when talking about 2 things. 1, the life and times of 1920s Christian evangelist Amy Semple McPherson. And 2, the size of Lindy West's breasts. That's a lot of cleavage for this time of the afternoon, Gifford said in joking censoriousness. Those things must weigh, 5-10 pounds each? Lindy blushed. Did I? Later in the middle of a story about McPherson, Gifford abruptly turned to Lindy and asked, this is brutal. Can you even buy a real brassiere? Lindy blushed again. In the middle of yet another story about McPherson, Gifford turned to Lindy, hooked Lindy's shirt collar with her finger, stretched it out, peered into her cleavage like she was looking for something, and shouted, Jimmy Hoffa? So loudly
What a topical joke.
that other diners turned to look.
Kathy.
This was at Purple Wine Bar in downtown Seattle, if anyone wants to go
Oh
commemorate.
God. Look, I don't wanna say the wrong thing here, but that rocks.
Yeah, it rocked.
She
Yeah,
was
they
the
rocked.
first podcaster.
Yeah.
Like what they did with Regis and Kathy Lee was the first shooting the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they only did it for 15 minutes. And now Joe Rogan can go for 4 to 5.
Now he has $1 billion.
Yes. Like she paved the way. And I do think she's always fun and entertaining. And the fact that like this half Jewish girl, evangelical Christianity has always been part of the foundation there is
Mhm.
so fascinating to me. But she brings such a lightness and joy to it. I can
Yeah.
never resent it.
I could never be mad at her. So thank you for telling that story.
You're
It's so
welcome.
funny. I love it so much. So she's
Sometimes
like,
I forget about it for years at a time,
And
and
then
then
you're
it
like-
like, returns to me.
and then you're like, boy, oing.
And by the way, Kathy, no, I can't buy a real brassiere. It's a nightmare. It's hell on earth.
Thanks for bringing it up. Okay, so it's crazy to me because the duality of Kathy Lee, right? So she's talking about balls. She's looking down your shirt, talking about
Yeah.
Jimmy Hoffa and bras. And on the other hand, she's like a real Christ head. Like she knows a lot about Jesus. Like she's like a scholar basically. But she wrote this book. I don't know the name of it. I don't really know what it's about. She did not clarify for me in her interview on the 4th hour of Today's Show when she talked about this book, because she was like, it was like about Nero or something, and she's like, he was a Caesar, and you know their deal, And I was like, okay. And then it just devolves. And like Jenna Bush Hager and Chanel can't get a word in edgewise because she's like, well, you don't want to. She's like talking about the first use of the word Christian, and it was used as a pejorative. It wasn't a good thing to be a Christian, but all they cared about was power. And it was weird because she was talking a lot about people who are power hungry and hungry for power, and they do it in the name of Christ. And I was like, is Kathy Lee subtweeting Donald Trump?
Like, it's very interesting the pieces of culture that are in some way almost going directly at Trump at this point in time that we don't know how to deal with things. Like, one battle after another.
Yeah.
I was like, if nothing else, good for that.
Yeah.
Weapons, I thought,
yes.
If nothing else, good for that. And like, as you were talking, so one of my big conspiracy theories is that they intentionally started this war on Iran on Purim, which is about Iran, just for like the clean branding of the Purim war once this is over.
Oof.
But and there are so many people who are evangelical Christians who are like, oh, Donald Trump is the Ahasuerus who is the emperor who is supporting the Jewish people right now and all of that. And I'm very excited about the people who are willing to like draw the sounds like Kathy's doing the good work.
I think she might be. So then she goes, well, you know what happened to old so-and-so? He died with his genitals burned. And you know what happened to him? He had sex with his own mother. And then she goes, sorry if I can't say that. I'm like, girl, you already said it.
Also, you hosted this show for 30 years. You know what you can't
You're
say.
in the fourth hour of today talking about someone's genitals got burned. I said, oh my God. Jenna Bush Hager and Chanel Jones are like,
they don't stand a chance.
and they're like, so the book is available everywhere you get your books. Oh my God. And but it just, here's what I really want to talk about. I mean, I do want to talk about Kathy Lee's interest in people's genitals getting burned.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Really, can I interject? What's an apostle? Is an apostle the same as like a prophet? What's a prophet? A prophet gives prophecies. What does an apostle do?
The apostles were the guys who hung around. It was the 12 guys who hung around with Jesus in his lifetime and then were sent off to establish all of the churches all around.
Okay.
But also, I never knew whether Paul was an apostle or not because Paul never met Jesus.
Right.
But also, he's so formative. But prophets, God speaks directly to and through them.
Yeah.
And some of them got to be ladies.
Nice.
So-
Shout out to them.
Kind of elite to be a prophet.
Yes.
An apostle. Apostles are like Jesus'
Like
hype
friends.
house.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
All right, thanks.
She did talk about Paul. I guess he had a different name and then he changed it to Paul.
Oh.
For branding reasons. Kathy Lee, if you're watching.
Kathy Lee. Oh,
Anyway,
Kathy,
but
come on the pod.
Here's what I want to talk about because here's Jenna Bush Hager sitting there mildly horrified. And I kind of was like, why is Jenna Bush Hager on my television? And why are you acting like upset by this when your dad is one of the freakiest Christians we've ever had? You know what I mean? So my question is this. Here's what I think. Jenna Bush Hager, famously daughter of George W. Bush, who radicalized me. The very first protest I ever went to as a young child was an anti-war protest in 2003. And now we're doing almost bar for bar the exact same war again in 2026, right? So I hate George W. Bush. And I feel like the best thing to happen to George W. Bush is Donald Trump getting elected because now everyone's like, oh, he's the worst president, which he is. But also like George W. Bush isn't just a painter. Do you know what I mean? He's a demon from hell.
My parents had toilet paper with his face on it.
Exactly. So like, and half the reason we're in this mess in the first place is because of George W. Bush, right? And here's the thing. I know we shouldn't judge children based on what their families do. And as somebody with insane parents myself, I don't want that, right? On the other hand, isn't it kind of the same as like letting...
But also, she only has that job because of what her parents
Right,
do.
right, exactly. But isn't it kind of weird to let a war criminal's child host the fourth hour of the Today Show? Guy, your thoughts?
Okay, the truth is that I, for a number of reasons I don't fully understand or remember, listened to the audiobook of Jenna and Barbara Bush's shared autobiography.
Mm-hmm.
And I came out of it with the strongest, oh my God, I love those girls and would take a bullet for them.
Interesting.
They really are. There's a whole chapter where Barbara talks about like going to New Orleans with this friend of hers who is a man. And it's like, what's the story there? There's a whole goddamn chapter about like, we were pissed at our dad about the gay marriage thing and we let him know about that.
Okay, sorry. When you said at first you love these girls, you said Jenna and Barbara shared autobiography. I thought you meant Jenna co-wrote a book with her grandmother.
I mean,
Barbara's I was like,
no, there are some great
I
anecdotes.
get it now.
Yeah.
I just had forgotten.
There are great anecdotes in there about how Barbara Bush, the younger one, repeatedly tried to order pizzas because, like, between 8 and 13, that seemed like a grown-up thing to do, but no one would believe her when she said her name was Barbara Bush. They would just hang up on her. And it was very funny and, like, a very good, like, those girls never let themselves be pitted against each other and, like, really are there for each other.
Yeah.
Like, Jenna Bush Hager has a good soul, and I respect that.
Okay.
But then I also have this frustration with, like, I realize Nepo Baby is a cliche, but the notion of, like, handing people careers, and quite specifically news organizations giving jobs to the children of politicians. Like, a bunch of Canadian politicians have children who are now news anchors. I think Chelsea Clinton was a correspondent for
NBC, I think.
Yes. And it is just sort of like, that's creepy and weird. Like, none of these children get real jobs.
Yeah.
And, like, that's fine and respectable. Where if somebody who had poor parents never got a real job, they would be, you know, a criminal.
Yeah. Right. We would be trying to defund them somehow.
But I do think the way that there's that maxim that, like, within 6 months, Silicon Valley will have twice as much processing power as they had before. I think every new Republican president will always make the last one seem nice and fun and respectful of the rule of law. I mean, Richard Nixon, who respectfully resigned.
Can you imagine that ever happening again as long as we live? A president will never experience enough shame to be like, I should leave. I should go. Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. I don't know. I just was like, I hear what you're saying. And also I feel like Barbara Bush in particular is like a real good egg. Like, she worked like at an AIDS NGO, and she was like very upset about the defunding of USAID and like foreign aid and that sort of. She seems like a good person.
You want to know who Jenna Bush Hager is most proud of on this goddamn planet? Her sister. And also periodically her sister, who, like, isn't built for broadcasting, would come when it was Jenna and Friends and co-host with her. And I was like, this is fun.
That's cute. Okay.
I think I retract then. I'll retract.
Jenna, if you're while listening, that's watching and listening, reconsider having me on your show to promote my book.
Yeah, we're in favor of you now.
We love you.
I'm sorry I called your dad. No, I'm not. I'm not going to say that.
Meagan said it, not me.
He is one. So maybe you could talk to him about that. Maybe you could take like a family trip to The Hague and then just leave him there.
Fundamental problem with international law, which I think will be hammered out on Call Me Back or Text Me Back.
Doesn't matter what the name of the show
is without enforcement procedures, there is no international law.
Hello?
International law is just the question of, did you lose the war? Oops, you violated international law.
Oopsie poopsie. I feel like what we've discovered over the last on and off 10 years of Donald Trump is all of this is just held together by bubble gum.
Yeah.
And a promise. You know what I mean?
And we're all out of bubble gum.
And we're all out of promises. Anyway, I forget how we were going to segue into this other thing, so I'm just going to ask you about Ryan Murphy.
Oh.
I guess it was Nepo Baby related.
He just keeps making television because they gave him so much money. And so I am obliged to watch some of it. Sometimes it's hard.
Yeah.
Because it's so bad much of the time. And I really feel sorry for our actresses who have no other, sometimes I am like, do you want to be there, Angela Bassett?
Well, it's there's so few, well, you're the Hollywood insider, but it feels like there's so few roles for older women, especially in Hollywood, right? And then the only thing going is some wretched Ryan Murphy dramedy.
Yes.
You know?
But I've been very excited to watch the JFK and Carolyn Bessette thing, just because remembering the 90s, people smoke so much.
Yeah.
It's really exciting.
I want to smoke.
Yes.
A cigarette.
Wouldn't it be cool if I smoked?
Yeah, it would be so cool.
It's so bold. It is just I don't give a shit. And it always smells cool.
Yeah.
Do
you think that JFK Jr. was a good Nepo baby? I mean, he definitely, first of all, I wonder what his life would be like if he was 40% less handsome. You know, that's part of it.
I mean, well, Jack Schlossberg is answering that question for us as we speak.
But I mean, he obviously got I mean, he started a magazine. Like, he would have never gotten funding for this magazine if it wasn't for his family connections, I think.
But also, I think part of what makes him a good Nepo baby was failing the bar for
I was gonna
3
say,
times or
yeah.
however many times. I think the fact that he had struggles and the TV show does sort of examine the everyone's just always nice to me. It's sort of like a 2 steps closer to reality.
I'm just being validated
John
at all
Hamm
times.
on 30 Rock, the bubble kind of thing. But him finding a place for himself. I don't know if George was fundamentally bad for American politics. As a democracy, we need everyone to sort of care somewhat about politics. And that hasn't been working out for us.
Yeah.
And this was trying to get people more excited about it. But there's also a way that turning it into attention at this glamorous set who run things is also a step towards aristocracy, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah. And it feels, I mean, I don't know what younger Schlossberg's whole deal is, if he'd be a good congressman or not, but it really just feels like, remember my family? Wasn't that fun? And that's just a little bit like, oh, we're already doing real bad with the theocracy aristocracy combo that we've got going on right now.
It's hard not to feel like, okay, but what if the aristocracy was at least hot?
No,
we're marching to hell. It might as well be good looking.
However much we're annoyed with him, the last couple of times when people died or left office, they do just grab their wife or their daughter and elect them.
Or their chief of staff. That was who replaced Biden when he became vice president, I think. Yeah.
My friend Anna Sale did an interview with the guy who's running for Senate in Maine, who isn't the former governor. And
Graham Plattner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who has some issues.
Oh, sure does.
But also is making very clear that the Democratic Senatorial Committee was basically you don't get to run. We didn't decide you were the guy.
It sucks because every critique about the Democratic Senatorial re-election campaign committee is correct. It just feels like, to me, there's got to be a middle ground between some random lady who's not going to beat Susan Collins and a guy with a Nazi tattoo and no public position on abortion. But I love the critique about the DSCC. That's right. I got it. But it's is there no middle ground between the Harvard conveyor belt
but the
and
thing
the
is when you
Nazi oyster farmer?
When you have that Harvard conveyor belt, everybody else is going to say, I can't do this. And it's only going to be the Nazi oyster farmer who is I'm going to take this shit on, because it really is there is this terrible man who Republican Harvard conveyor belt who represents Sacramento suburbs. And I hate him so much. Yes. And I do always fantasize about going up there and just running against Kevin Kiley and just talking shit at him.
That guy does suck.
But I'm but I don't have millions of dollars.
Right, you have to be rich. Yeah.
I don't have all of these institutional things. And it's maybe if more of us were little bartenders from the Bronx who said, let's do this, it might feel more like a democracy.
I agree with you. I have no quarrel with anything that you've just said. It's just a mess. I mean, every single campaign is becoming more and more expensive to run. And then it's well, the only person that can run for anything is somebody who's already a billionaire. It's that's not good.
Well, I can think of 2 people that should run.
Hello.
Well,
these guys, not me. I sit in the middle and I say, I love cigarettes. What's an apostle?
Well, now I can't run because you love cigarettes. I'm tied to you.
Well, also,
you can rebuke me.
Okay.
Being frivolous is too much fun. Also, rebuking people is so fun.
Yeah.
But what was very exciting is because these are real life people, and so many of them are dead, that you're allowed to, there's no slander against the dead, so you can do whatever you want.
It's great.
But famously, Real Housewife of New York, Carol Radziwill, who was his cousin-in-law, not included in the show because of some witchcraft that's very impressive.
Well, it's interesting because it's if she was able to pull strings to get herself removed, then what happened with Daryl Hannah? Because Daryl Hannah has now written this op-ed where she's this portrayal of me is not accurate. You're using my actual name. And I love the language she uses in it where she's she establishes that the producer has said, this isn't really Daryl Hannah. It's a dramatization of Daryl Hannah. And then she goes on to say, this could affect my reputation, which is such a beautiful term of art in the law.
Do you think that because Daryl Hannah is public figure-ier, then Carol Radziwill, maybe. They felt more comfortable doing it because you need her as the villain.
Right.
And also, by the way, Carol Radziwill in her like incidental shit talking does sort of say like Daryl Hannah was the villain and was the bad guy who was getting in the way of my Italian friends marrying JFK.
Wait, can you tell me what is Daryl Hannah's involvement? I don't know the lore.
So Daryl Hannah was dating JFK.
Yeah.
And she was, tempestuous and a figure in her own right. And they did some fighting in Central Park. JFK did a lot of fighting with girlfriends in Central Park.
Those pictures are crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, I want to say, Nepo Baby wise, as a child, I didn't think about it, but his commitment to always being on a bike was bold.
Yeah.
But Daryl Hannah dated JFK, and essentially Jackie O was like, I don't think so. And then he met, basically Calvin Klein is like, take your concubine with Carolyn Bessette, and it like works out and they're having a good time. And then Carolyn is like, I'm not up for this whole thing. And then he gets back together with Daryl Hannah, and then he's like, no, she's the one.
Daryl's the one.
No,
Yeah.
Carolyn.
Carolyn's the one.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess in the show, they show her doing a lot of cocaine and desecrating a
Nice.
JFK
I should do
historical.
cocaine.
Well, that's the thing. So she compares Jackie O's funeral to her dog's funeral on the show, which is like, that's good. Like, even if that's not true,
Good
that's
job.
true.
Love it.
But also, she says in her op-ed, she says many things, and you're like, this is very reasonable. How dare they? And then Daryl Hannah says, and I have never done cocaine in my life. And I'm like, I do not believe that.
Girl.
You spent 4 months with Charlie Sheen on the set of Wall Street, and none just like, incidentally went up your nose.
You're absolutely testing positive for cocaine. I'm so sorry. To this day.
She's going to write an op-ed about this podcast.
No, girl, this is satire.
That would be incredible publicity for the podcast. Also, Daryl, I wrote a book, and in the book, you do cocaine. It's called Adult Braces.
Buy it now, out now, Daryl.
You have to pre-order it to find out what I said about your cocaine.
The Daryl Hannah chapter was unexpected.
There you were, processing your relationships, driving across country, and then you said, Daryl Hannah, cocaine? Yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to watch. Should I watch it? What do you guys think?
I've actually not watched it yet.
No.
Oh!
Did you watch the O.J. Simpson one?
No.
The O.J. Simpson one is hits.
Yeah,
Okay,
that one is
Like,
really
it's
good.
it's all great. And I want to say, even though Sarah Paulson wears a fat suit in the Monica Lewinsky one, the Monica Lewinsky one is really fun and made me find, like, it made Beanie Feldstein sexier to me.
Okay.
In a way that was very exciting. But this one really is just like, it's like medium hot people pretending to be other medium hot people.
Yeah.
But it gives you the fun of old school Sex in the City, of like New York in the 90s.
Yeah. I will say, and I might be, stop. Yeah. I even remember at the time, everyone being like, wow, a fashion icon. Everyone emulate her. And me being like, her?
That's a t-shirt and jeans.
That's the most boring shit I've ever seen in my life.
That's a turtleneck sweater.
Well, I saw like a think piece, maybe it was just like a thread, but I was just like, she did what she was supposed to. Like, this is just somebody, this is just a thin person who did what they were supposed to. Yeah. This was not revolutionary.
But everyone tried to convince me. Everyone tried to brainwash me. And I was like, that's just a blonde lady in a coat.
Like, they want Camelot stories. They want sort of like, this is revolutionary. Look at what she did
She's classic.
with fashion.
She's timeless. But it's like it could have been any blonde woman and wearing a t-shirt and jeans, and we all would have been like, it's classic. It's
Maybe me
timeless.
next.
She's a genius. Yeah.
Yes.
Next.
Yeah.
I guess we should take a break. And then when we come back, we're going to ask Guy about something that the young gays forgot about. Get into it.
Okay.
We're back.
I want to, in my defense, here's why I didn't watch the OJ Ryan Murphy. It's because it came out, I think, at the same time as the documentary.
Mm-hmm.
And I
yeah,
watched
it
the
did.
documentary and I was like, which was incredible.
Yep.
And then I was like, I just spent 12 hours watching OJ.
No, it's worth watching. I mean,
I know,
if you want to see David Schwimmer in a pretty bad Robert
That's what I've
Kardashian
heard.
wig.
It's so good.
Yeah,
It's
it's pretty great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
watch
mean,
it.
it's like very heavily implied. I mean, I'm sure, and I actually think that this is true, that Robert Kardashian got rid of key evidence in the case, and he knew full well that's what he was doing. So
Also, like, lovely sexual tension between Chris Darden and Marsha. What's her name?
love it, so
Cute.
cute.
Yeah.
Okay, Guy, you've been doing this series on social media, on TikTok and on Instagram called "What the Young Gays."
What the old gays
What
remember.
the old gays remember, not
Yes.
what the young gays forgot.
It's okay because
Let's not
earlier he
center the
called
young
our
gays.
show Call Me Back.
That's fine. Okay, what the old gays remember, and they're kind of doing numbies. Actually, my favorite of that you've done so far is the Dieter Ritz one, where you talked about the Dieter Ritz lip sync on what season of Drag Race was that?
That was season 5.
Season 5, and it was like kind of the first time that one of the lip syncs was like sort of transformed the concept of what could be done on the
Yes.
show.
It was like, for the first time, somebody looked across and saw that there was a diva there,
Yeah.
and they needed to respect them. And like, I recently did a forced rewatch of all of Drag Race.
Oh my god.
And it was such a journey, but realizing the number of times that there was like a good person there and they still managed to provide just like
Yeah.
a ho-hum lip sync was kind of crazy. And I forgot Dita finished like 5th. Like, and also,
Yeah.
why has she not been on an All Stars?
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I love her because I feel like she's my friend, even though I've never met her, because she used to be in Boy Scouts with friend of the show, Brian.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing. But here's my question for you. Not who is your favorite queen, but if you were a queen from
Ooh.
Drag Race, who would you be?
That's, oh my God, that's such a good question. There's a part of me that wants to say like Sasha Velour because she's so weird and so interesting. But honestly, like my favorite queens are the ones who like are kind of a mess and you know they're not going to win, but they're really funny and really good narrators.
I think the key question with Drag Race is always, is this a person in control of their instruments?
Yeah.
And there are so many great queens who are not in control of their instruments.
Yeah, so I love queens like God, actually the first queen that came to mind when you asked that was Chi Chi DeVayne. Just because Chi Chi was just sort of like, I don't know what's happening, but she was
Yes.
just constantly providing like a lot of joy and laughter on set. Like fucking when Vanessa Williams was the guest judge and Chi Chi DeVayne came out and said, "Ooh, Eraser." And she goes, "Eraser, baby." And I was like, of all the Vanessa Williams movies, you picked Eraser. I love it. Like that's the kind of
Magic.
vibe I would want to like provide on the show. And then of course she had an incredible lip sync. She was all in black and white
Yes.
makeup, and she said, "I'm not going." I
Yes.
think, and she kind of
And I'm
pulled
telling
out,
you,
like
yeah.
I'm telling you, yeah. And she clutched her pearls, and her necklace burst, and the pearls scattered across the stage. And she was lip syncing against Thorgy, and Thorgy was just like, "Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
congrats."
It is so funny, those iconic lip syncs where one of the other people is just like, okay, this
Yeah.
is...
Bye.
Who would you be?
Oh, well, my answer is always just, and I don't know why, but I'm always like, Monet. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I would be, like, a comedy queen who can, like, kind of pull off other stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, there's just this way that I just
Yeah.
identify with what Monet does.
Yes, I think
where, like,
that's exactly right.
not
Yeah.
I mean, like, my favorite is always going to be Jinx. You
Yeah.
know, my favorite, like,
She's like what I would aspire to be as a drag queen because she's so well rounded. Well, she's not great at lip syncs, but like she's
Yes.
just so preternaturally talented at everything else. She's so fun to watch.
and also
and so
is
funny.
like not just technically good, but like bringing art to it every
Yes,
time, like
yeah.
doing something that you wouldn't expect. And
Yeah.
so, like in Old Gays Remember, it just started out with there's a comic who does videos for me. She was like cutting up my sets and everything, and we were doing Men on the Street stuff in West Hollywood, and I spent so much time lecturing her about some aspect of queer culture. She was just like, "You should do a thing
Yes.
called What the Old Gays Remember."
so good.
And I was like, "Old me?
How dare!
How dare!" And then she would just like sat me down on her couch. Like people always assume that her lovely living room is mine, but
Oh, I thought it was. I
yes,
thought it
no.
was.
But she was like when was there a sex tape before like Kim Kardashian or whatever? And
Was it Rob Lowe?
I talked about Rob Lowe, and you know, and one of the wonderful things about it is like people really get involved and tell me when I'm wrong, or I mean, the most exciting is when older gay guy is like, I did her hair, you know.
I love that.
But like so many people bring stuff to the table or like make requests.
Mhm.
Lindy has made a request that I have still not
Yes.
satisfied.
Well, can we get into that?
Yes.
Yeah. Can we? Because I was promised for my birthday that you would have completed this video. That's not even true.
No,
but
I truly never will remember anyone's birthday.
no. What actually happened was you were like, "Why don't I?" This because I asked you this question like 3 months ago.
Yes.
And you were like, "Well, why don't I release it? When does your book come out? We can do it book week. It's this week.
Okay.
It's this week.
Well, but
it's
this
tomorrow.
Is not airing until next
Also,
week,
Yeah, I know, but
This
people
is-
understand the concept.
This
of
is not the
time.
only ball that I dropped when it comes to your book. Like you twice sent me your Hollywood chapter and were like, "Guy, will you read this?" And I was like, "Yes, I will." And then ghosted you.
You
That's
went
fine.
straight back to bed.
Who likes to read? Not
Yes.
me.
Not me.
That's totally fine. And I'm just teasing because now I get to ask you live on Text Me Back podcast my question. Are you ready?
Yes.
Do you remember the question?
Yes.
Oh, it'd be fun if you had forgotten it and then I got to ask it again and delight you
No.
with my ingenious insight. Why do the young gays
Uh-huh.
never talk about George Michael?
Okay. I think that fundamentally gay guys are uncomfortable with male vocalists.
Mhm.
And one of the things I always say is you're only allowed to be on an elevated platform as a man in a gay bar if you have tucked your genitals into your bodily crevices or you are much hotter than I am.
Yeah.
Like, it really is just like go-go boys or drag queens. And the journey of gay male stand-up comics has been interesting because they used to sort of not exist in America and not be successful. And then there have been some like real meteoric successes in like just the last 5 years. But I think it is this uncertainty about comfort of identification. And so we love our divas, we love our female divas,
Mhm.
but you know, when it comes, we never talk about Sylvester. Like we never
Never talk
Yes.
about Sylvester.
and like we rely on Sylvester. You cannot have a person walk through the Castro in 1970s in a movie without hearing Mighty Real. But
Sylvester is the foundation upon which all of this is built.
100%. And George Michael also is sort of like this weird, strange story of like coming out, but in a way that is like sordid and dangerous.
Yes.
And one of the things, because I have really thought about this, old gays, and like to me, the fact that George Michael does not die of something HIV related, but drinks himself to death on his own terms is really magnificent. And the fact that he really was not just a vessel, but a creator, like a ridiculously good songwriter.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, in the same way that my mom hated feminism because it was like, how dare she think she's better than me? Like my mom was always very like, those women went to college and they had opportunities and there's no space in feminism for me. And I feel like gay guys have this weird thing of like, but why him? And like with someone like George Michael, it is like, why am I not talented like that?
Yeah. Oh my God. I feel like that about George Michael.
About something you said, like his coming out story was kind of sordid because like he basically was outed because he got caught cruising or something.
Yes.
Is that right? Do you think that fits into this at all, where people are just sort of like, oh, he's like a punchline. He's not, I don't need to take him seriously because.
Well, it is, but I think like those stories, both him. Okay, it wasn't until I watched the HBO like Pee-wee documentary. It had never crossed my mind that Pee-wee was Jewish or gay.
Yeah.
Two things that I should be aware of.
Yes.
But I think that like Pee-wee being caught, because I never crossed my mind that the adult film that he was caught at was a gay one.
Mm-hmm.
But like I feel like these people got filed away by heterosexual culture, and then we have just not done the work of unpacking,
pulling them back out.
Yes. And like our ladies who we love can sometimes occupy a lot of space. There's a famous story of Sharon Stone being at a pride parade and being like, I will carry the flag. And they were like, you can't carry the flag. And she's like, why not? And like, we have had so many of our gay organizations exist primarily to tell straight ladies that they are good for helping us. And like, truly, the pushback that I have gotten on Old Gays Remember, like, it's so funny to me that it is only hotter than me gay guys my age with cheek implants who are like, how dare you cast aspersions on Madonna? And it's like, I love Madonna. I love Madonna. She's great. I made a joke about her. And they're like, no, you hate Madonna because you didn't love her entirely.
Oh, God.
So what you're saying is gay guys are not girls when it comes to other gay guys.
Yes, we don't know how to be girls because we are essentially, I would say that we're doing feminism in 1982 right now.
Yeah.
And so, like, but there's also a way that, like, when I came out of the closet, gay guys did not know to be politicized. Like, honestly, saying you were a Republican was hot in straight acting, like having big muscles.
Yeah.
And so, like, 25% of the gay vote went to Republicans in a very, let's be clear, this was almost entirely white cis men, you know? And now there is such a conventional understanding of politicization that it is our responsibility to care about these things. But so frequently it can take this like current progressive tone of I am being generous and kind to the people who need my help. You know, I am being here for trans women of color. And it's like, but also politics means you need to be there for yourself.
Yeah.
And it is a better politics when everybody is putting on their mask and then looking around to help the people around them. And so I think that there is a way that queer politics can feel a little condescending and colonial right now. And I think us being girls would help us be better politicized.
Yeah, well, because like at the end of the day, you're men.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
If you're gay, go listen to George Michael tonight.
Right now.
I was in San Francisco doing my solo show, and I ended up having lunch with two of the ladies from one of the good big fat activist organizations. I forget what it was. But one of the things that this woman, Tigress, the point that she was making to me.
Love Tigress.
Was she was like, I want cis white men to be more aware of their fatness. We ignore it and erase it a lot right now. But like they have institutional power that could be used to benefit all of us.
Right.
And their politicization is better. And I think that white cis gay guys being like, well, I'm fine is the new version of, well, I'm a Republican.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you're fine now.
Yeah.
But like, we're 2.5 Supreme Court decisions from Griswold going
like, hello. I mean, I think a lot of people don't understand that, not to make this about the Supreme Court. Sorry. But like when they overturned Roe, it's not just that they said, sorry, girls, no more abortion. The legal principles that underscore the first Roe, which is basically like, no, the Constitution doesn't explicitly say that, but the Constitution doesn't work if it doesn't mean that women can make choices about their bodies, the penumbras, if you will. So now this court is saying like, Constitution doesn't say that. There's a bunch of other cases that use the exact same legal underpinnings as Roe did, and that includes Lawrence v. Texas, which is which overturned a law criminalizing sodomy in Texas. Griswold, which is access to birth control, and Obergefell, the gay marriage case. All those cases are at risk now.
It is Jenga for everything having to do with sexual freedom or individual
pulled out,
freedom.
Like the key Jenga.
Yeah.
So anyway, listen to George Michael. He's so good. He's so good.
I'm a Too Funky man. I love Too Funky a lot because of the quoting of The Graduate. But also that video I love so much because it was like his first step towards being gay of like, I will have hot ladies here, but they will be supermodels. And I am like scrying them with the male gaze, but I'm not like rubbing on them, you know?
Yeah. How do you think he got his beard like that?
Ugh, I mean,
it was amazing.
I have to assume that he had his face Zamboni'd down and then like a team of scientists individually applied every hair. Like it was just though, for the Man on the Street stuff that I was doing and still will do for my Instagram, I went and was asking gay guys, like, how much do you spend on the stuff that is done to you? And the amount of like mascaraing of beard that was going on and just sort of like the uniformity of like goddamn everyone I was talking to was getting a bit of Botox.
Did gay guys listen to Elton John?
I would say to the extent that gay guys care about and are participating in Elton John is because he's still throwing parties.
Yeah. He still throws a really good Oscars party.
So who is gay guys' favorite gay guy?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. Like, if you remove drag queens, we are going pretty far down there. I mean, it is sort of like, it might be Matt and Bowen. You know, it's like if you talk iconically and classically, we don't give a lot of love to those gay guys who came before. And I feel like there can be this sense of distance or like what or who are they? And I would say like the drop off then goes to people who are sort of like historical and not part of the popular culture and sort of, you know, a Noel Coward or
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Do you know this? Did you know that the Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent, is gay?
it isn't like it is.
Girl, I just found that out last weekend.
No, like the ones who have gone like technocracy sellouts in this way, your Tim Cooks, like Peter Thiel. Okay, so like a decade ago, my friend Tim was having sex with Peter Thiel before people really knew who Peter Thiel was.
This is satire, by the way, Peter,
and
if you're watching.
At the same time, we found out that Tim was having sex with Peter Thiel and that Peter Thiel was planning on building a libertarian island off the coast of San Francisco.
The libertarian crypto city. Yeah.
And my friend Ryan said iconically and beautiful, you know, Tim, if you move to a lair, I think we'll talk less.
Okay, satire. Peter, if you're watching, Peter Thiel has already destroyed one of my jobs, one of my institutions that I worked for. Please don't destroy Text Me Back podcast.
Thank you.
Watching Tech Money crunch Hollywood is really amazing and insane. And like our inability. Okay, because the thing is everyone's like, ugh, and now that Heated Rivalry happened, everyone will just be looking for their Heated Rivalry. And it's, no,
girl.
they're not.
No, they're not.
I tried to pitch one to my agent and he said, leave me alone.
Their capacity
It was really funny.
to learn from successes is gone.
Yeah.
Like, Abbott Elementary has been on the air for 5 seasons.
Yeah.
And at no point in time since then has ABC, Disney, Hulu, FX said, what if we got another stand-up comedian and had them be in a workplace and we put it before or after Abbott Elementary?
Impossible.
Impossible.
It's so strange to me. It just, I feel like they learn the wrong things from a big success. So like Barbie makes $1 billion, and I know why I liked Barbie and why it was meaningful to me. But I feel like the takeaway that the studios had was, oh my God, we should make more movies out of Mattel products.
Yes.
We should make an Uno movie.
I had a meeting with Mattel 2 weeks ago. And the thing is like, there are almost no properties left because everything is set up. There is an Uno movie that is set up.
One time I was having lunch with A.D. Bryant at a coffee shop in Silver Lake, and then a man came up to us and he sat down and he was like, "Oh, A.D., I'm a big fan." And
down.
Yeah. And he was like, "I directed the Emoji Movie, and I'd
Jesus.
love to get you. I'd love to have a meeting with you about Emoji Movie too." And she was really nice. I don't know if they ever had the meeting, but so
we would all love voice work. We would all love a nice check for going in and talking once.
I'm avail for Emoji Movie 2. Wait, I have one more thing to say. I was just going to tell you my Heated Rivalry idea.
Okay, please.
That I had all 3 of my agents on a call, and I told them my blockbuster idea, and they all said, okay. Why don't you write another book? But okay, picture this. It's not just another sport. It's not like I'm like, oh, let's do Heated Rivalry, but baseball. No, we're still in hockey. Hockey player. He's playing hockey. He's like, maybe he's like practicing in the off season on his hometown frozen pond, and then he skates too fast, and he goes off the edge of the pond through a portal to a magic land. It's a gay sports romance and a romantasy.
Yes, please.
Now he is captured by Fantasyland prince, enemies to lovers. The people in the Fantasyland, it's been cursed with an eternal winter. Nobody knows how to navigate the ice to get across.
They don't play hockey yet in the Fantasyland.
He's like, I can get us to the evil wizard's snow castle on the other side of the frozen ocean.
Wonderful.
And then they're gay and they have sex.
Would there be a fun, playful presence of Turkish delight?
As much as you want.
You can have the applets and the cotlets,
That's
buddy.
right. But it's suppository.
Oh, man.
Gay.
Oh, gay.
Straight people don't have butts.
I just, again, want to flag that there's a producer in this room with us that we just met 1 hour ago.
I heard a giggle.
So,
And it's my birthday. No one can be mad.
anyway.
But the capacity of Hollywood agents to be like, we don't know about that. Truly, I was like, what about a comedy set in a women's prison? And they were like, no. And then Genji did her thing.
What the hell? Do you
yes.
want to co-write my hockey romantasy with me?
Of course.
Wow, the deal has been struck. We're going to take another break, and then a surprise is going to happen.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lindy. Happy birthday to you.
I'll
Go
just
ahead and
blow all over it. It says the perfect birthday by Lifetime.
You want to know who ordered it for you? Our friend
Hesty.
Our friend Hesty
I knew
texted
it.
me and she said, "Can I order a cake from Carvel? There's one literally next door to our
Yes,
hotel.
there is.
And can you go pick it up?" And I said it would be the honor of a lifetime to do so. And so happy birthday. I'm sorry I didn't get candles.
and Meagan. So if you don't watch a lot of Lifetime movies, you might not know this, but every Lifetime movie is titled some variation on the perfect boyfriend, the wrong sister, it's like the perfect assistant. Anyway, so Hesty's giving me this cake, says the perfect birthday by Lifetime. And now this is an ice cream cake.
It is. So we have to
we gotta
end the
eat
show
it.
and eat
I
it.
mean, ice cream cake, there being such a clock on an ice cream cake is
I know.
always very...
Honestly, can I just say, it sort of stressed me out, no offense, Hesty, where she's like, I'm going to order it from Carvel. And I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do with the ice cream cake?
Wait, how did it get here?
Who could say?
Is that why you said you had to work this morning? You had to trot over here and put it in the little fridge?
No.
And then you knew exactly how to get here and you knew what floor it was. And I was like, when did she look that up? I didn't see her looking at her phone.
Truly, who could say what happened with the cake? But I will say this. I lost sleep over what I was going to do with the ice cream cake.
Megs!
But you got such a high sleep score.
I know
Yeah.
well, because I was thinking about it in DC before I left. I was like, Hesty's ordering the ice cream cake.
Oh my God.
I hope that the studio, I almost called the studio to be like, do you have a fridge? Does it have a freezer? What's going on? And I just decided to just like risk it and live life by the seat of my pants.
Oh my God, you did it perfectly.
Yeah.
And I didn't suspect a thing.
She didn't suspect a thing, Guy Branum. I even brought a special bag so she wouldn't see that it was in a Carvel bag. Anyways, now we're going to end the show and we're going to eat this cake before it melts. This has been Text Me Back Podcast live and in person. And our guest has been the illustrious Guy Branum. He's going to help us eat this cake.
The perfect guest.
Guy, where can people find you and what are you getting up to these days?
Okay. Across all social media at Guy Branum, except for TikTok, where I'm Guy Branum Comedy. My solo show, Be Fruitful. It is happening in the month of March at the Lyric Hyperion. It is happening in the month of April at the Moon Tower Comedy Festival. And it's happening in the month of May as part of Netflix's Joke Fest in Los Angeles.
Can you get me booked to do my one-woman show at the Netflix as a Joke Fest in Los Angeles? Thank you for my birthday.
First, you would need to come to my solo show when it was in Seattle.
Okay. I live in the woods 2 hours outside of Seattle, as you famously complained about in your comedy routine. And I couldn't make it. I couldn't do it. But I'm coming in LA on my book tour.
I do love the value that the real violence I did to your wedding in stand-up bits.
It lives
provided
on.
us with a nice, safe, like nest to work from as friends.
It's actually like
You're getting frosting on the mic.
Oh my God. Can I tell you one thing before we go? I have a small part in the Drag Race movie, Stop That Train. All of my scenes, I play train conductor, Train traffic conductor number 1, traffic conductor number 2 is played by Charo.
Oh my God.
And Charo never stops being Charo, but that did mean Charo had to give someone a birthday cake. And the extent to which Charo just kept shoving her tits in that birthday cake accidentally, because there's no off position on Charo, was amazing.
You know what I think about all the time that no one else has no way anyone else carries this reference around is when Charo was on, I want to say The Surreal Life, and that they did something. Why? Because it's going great. Something scary happens. I can't remember. They had to go to a haunted house or something, and then Charo goes, "Ay, get me out of here!" And I say that in my head every day.
Every day.
Get me a what?
Get me out of here.
My God.
Get me out of here.
Check us
Hang
out.
Charo.
Patreon.com/TextMeBackPod. By the way, Patreon subscriptions is how we could afford to do this, to be in person and to record in this fancy studio. The cake was not paid for by Patreon money. Don't worry. But if you want to see like more stuff like that, like this from us, subscribe. Patreon.com/TextMeBackPod. Check it out. We love you.
And we love Guy Branum.
And
Go see Guy Branum's show, Be Fruitful, at the Moon Tower Comedy Festival. Netflix is a joke, and also the Lyric Hyperion.
And we love ice cream cake, and it is melting, and so we are going to eat this. Goodbye. Mwah!
Text me back.